Good evening, everybody. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to UFO Paranormal Radio Network, also known as United Public Radio Network, or just UPRN. And we broadcast you out of 105.3 and 107.7 out of beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. I see Sandra Sharp here already. Welcome. And you are listening to the Angel Rock. I'm your host, Lorilei Potvin. I'm a Canadian clairvoyant medium, crystal Reiki energy healer, Akashic Records practitioner, spiritual teacher, and mentor, and registered nurse. I am also the co host of a second show here on the network on Thursday nights. Hey, Zach, man. Good afternoon. It's good evening here, but welcome. My second show is called The Thing at the Foot of the Bed with my very good friend and co-host, David Hansel, on Thursday nights here on UFO Paranormal Radio Network from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you've never been to the show, The Angel Rock, welcome. I say cover all aspects of the esoteric with some spirituality, a little bit of truth seeking thrown in there, and even the paranormal. And the guests that I have on are from all walks of life, and whatever they're doing professionally or extracurricularly, they are making a positive change for humanity. Now, we were supposed to have a guest this evening, but unfortunately, excuse me, she had something come up and was unable to make it. But you all know I love hanging out with you because we get to talk about all kinds of things. Before we jump right into it, though, I want to remind you that UFO Paranormal Radio Network has their own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku account, you can sign up, I believe, for one for free. All you have to do is log into your account. You're going to go to the channel store. You're going to type in UFO space P as in paranormal. There's going to be a list that comes up. And I believe we're the third or fourth one down, and you're looking for UFO space paranormal and United Public Radio. And that is our channel. And I know that David and I stream from UPRN's Roku channel on Thursday nights. Excuse me. So, let me see what else do I want to. And please check out the rest of the different shows on our network. I was on Adriana's show today, and I always forget that there's so many new shows. We got so many new, amazing, wonderful hosts. So there's something for everybody on this network. So if you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm finding the name of Adriana's. I always miss that name. Um, and of course, it doesn't say the name of her show here. I'm looking for it, guys. I'm looking for it. Um, I think it's called, oh, I don't want to guess. I think it's Spiritual Happiness or something to that. Believe me, guys, it is like liquid gold when it comes to business sense and tips and all kinds of things. And she's an amazing host, Adriana. So make sure you check that out. Excuse me. I think that's everything I wanted to tell you guys. So, I thought, what are we going to talk about tonight? And what is everybody talking about in the paranormal world right now? If you follow the paranormal world, you know what I'm talking about. UFOs. And we've had some interesting things kind of go viral. We've got David Grush, apparently part of the U.S. military, that has now become a whistleblower stating that the U.S. Black Ops project, I guess, budget has been dealing with UFO crafts and all kinds of things like this for years and has been kept secret from the American public and the rest of the world. Don't know enough to make an opinion about that, but I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory for you. And you guys, if you follow my show for a while, you know I hate that word or those two words. I apologize, got a frog in my throat. And the reason why is because if you are aware where conspiracy theory comes from, those actual two words, there really is no such thing as conspiracy theory. I tend to like to call it truth seeking. Like, it doesn't mean we're going to find the truth, but we're looking for the truth to the best of our abilities. Right? So, for example, I was on Reddit. Was a Reddit stream for where I live in Canada here. I live in northwestern Ontario in Thunder Bay, which is almost smack dab right in the middle of Canada on the shores of Lake Superior. I'm about 6.5 hours north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it's for our whole city, the Reddit thread, as Reddit is. Excuse me. So there was a post in there a couple days ago, talk about some of the concerts you've seen in our city. Cool thing is we get really great concerts because if you're coming from the west of Canada through to the east or southern Ontario and vice versa from the east, you have to come through our city. The highway goes through here. So we get a lot more bigger name bands coming through here because they're crossing through anyway. So why not play a show, right? So then there was a post, and I have actually uploaded it. I'm going to show you guys this. It's not very long. And somebody posted about 3 nights ago, what the heck is this? And it looks like it's been shot from a higher up dwelling, possibly an apartment. And it's nighttime, and it looks like there's something out over the water. So it would be Lake Superior. We have some old grain elevators and things out that way. And yeah, I couldn't figure out what this was. Now, here comes our so called conspiracy theory. Excuse me, I'm actually going to read the comment to you here. It says, I got this notification on Reddit. If you've been on Reddit before, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? There's practically a board or a topic for everything you can possibly think of to find information on there. So in my activity with like notifications, this was earlier a day ago. I got one upvote, which means somebody liked it, and that had to do with my comments about what concerts I've seen. Biggest name I've ever seen in my own city was when I was about 13 going on 14. It was my first concert, and I was on a French exchange for a month, and then the French students came here. Believe it or not, AC/DC played at our local venue. It wasn't a small venue, but still to get AC/DC here. And I think that's the only time they've been here. So I mentioned a couple bigger names in concerts. And so somebody liked it. I then commented on this video clip I'm about to show you that I talked about. And I mentioned that I podcast on a bigger network of UFO Paranormal Radio Network. And could I possibly have this person's permission? I said, I tried to private message you, but I wasn't able to. It just wouldn't go through. And he said, yeah, by all means. Because I said, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to play this video. Well, lo and behold, I go there tonight, less than half an hour ago, to let them know, hey, here's the link to the video if you want to watch. And the whole thread has disappeared. I mean, like the whole subreddit. So that would be like a whole topic, anything and everything that has to do with our city. Under it would be /r Thunder Bay is gone. And when I click on the notifications, both of these were just in Thunder Bay, the concert venue thing, the video, it says server error. And now it says Thunder Bay is a private community, so you cannot find this anywhere. And I'm thinking, did they block me? And I thought, well, I really wouldn't have done anything wrong. I wasn't promoting myself. I was just letting the guy know, like, here, this is legit. I'm going to talk about your video with your permission, which I had. And it is completely private. You cannot find it if you search for it. So I went in anonymous mode, meaning it doesn't look like I'm signed in. Still can't find it. So I thought with my partner, Del, he has read it, right? Doesn't have me logged in, anything like that. He can't find it. It's like it doesn't exist. So what happened to it within a day and a half? How did it disappear? Why did it go private all of a sudden? I personally can't understand that. I've never seen this happen before in Reddit. Excuse me. And I was a little surprised because I said, like, at first I thought they blocked me and they didn't. You know what I forgot to tell you guys? If you want to join in the conversation, I should make a comment here so you guys can see my YouTube channel. But if you head over to Facebook or YouTube under UFO Paranormal Radio Network, you should be able to comment and we'll see your comments like Sandra and Zachman. And I'm also streaming to my own YouTube channel, which is the Angel Rock with Lorilei Potvin. I'm going to comment on here in just a sec so you can see if you're in the comments here. And yeah, come on over and join the conversation. We love when you're part of the discussion. And hang on while I'm doing this. I'm trying to talk and do things at the same time. It's like walking and chewing gum at the same time. I'll say hi, everybody in the chat, so you can see where. But any of these places here, you should be able to leave your comments. Now, I'm not streaming to my Facebook profile tonight because I tried 80 times and they will not let me stream there. I don't know why. Don't have any messages that they didn't like something I posted. It's just one of those things. Hi, Juan Marley. Welcome. So shall we get to this video? I'm waiting to see if there's a few other people popping in here, but if they're not, if they do pop in a little bit later, we should still be able to play it. Now, you won't be able to hear me. Give me a sec here. I lost my comments. There we go. Let's go to brand. I uploaded it. Now, it's not that big, but it's the best I can do. I don't think I can blow it up. See if I can. Nope. I don't know if you'll be able to hear. I don't think you can hear me over the video. Okay, so it's not very long. Excuse me. Maybe what I'll do is I'll post it on Facebook under the comments because I have a banner up for the show and you guys can see it. You can blow it up. But what you were looking at was somebody filming from a window, looks like high up over the waterfront, as we call it. And there's these lights about this long, flashing, flashing, flashing. They're kind of turning, kind of going up, down, all over the place. And he posted it because he said, "What the heck is this? What am I looking at?" And I don't know. Like I had suggested to him, if you want, share it. I have 2 groups on Facebook. One's called Paranormal University. And I said, there's all kinds of people from all walks of life over there that are, that'll be able to give you an opinion. They're either work within the UFO field, they're researchers, whatever they may be. And of course, people had to make absolutely ridiculous comments. One person even put up, well, I think there was a wedding going on the weekend. There's always weddings going on. And they said, maybe it's fireworks. And I can tell you from seeing that video, that was not fireworks. So, plus there's a few other topics. We don't have to stick with UFOs. Let me know if you guys can still hear me here, because we got some pretty, we had some comments here and then everybody's pretty quiet. So hopefully you guys can still hear me or you could see what I was talking about. But we've had a few things else in the UFO community. Like I said, we had David Grush come out. I don't know how I feel about that. I was watching, if you guys ever watch on YouTube or you've got some favorite channels, one of the ones, I don't usually watch them, but it came up. It was with Rich Giordano. I think his name is Giordano with Goofon. And he was reviewing this thing that has gone viral in the YouTube community and on TikTok and social media and what have you. And I think I downloaded a copy of this. I know it's not ideal coming from my phone, but there's not a ton of room with all our new hosts and everything to upload a bunch of videos. But no, that's not the one I want. I see all these phones I have here and everything already, just in case. I downloaded a few of these because this kid, I believe, I had the name of it. Now it's completely left my mind. Las Vegas. And what I want to know too is, why is it going viral all of a sudden? It was filmed May the 1st. I know this for a fact because I just watched the police camera footage with my partner Adele downstairs. Juan, I saw one at 4 p.m. in 2013, broad daylight. Ooh, please, if you can, Juan, please. Okay, good, Zach. I'm glad. Thanks for letting me know you're coming in. I'm coming in clear. Sandra, I apologize for being quiet. I'm at the end of my work shift. No problems. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. We might get some people pop in late. I was late with my banner today, so people forget, right? Life gets busy. So here in Detroit, you'll have to let me know, Juan, if you can describe it a little bit. Do you have pictures or anything? If you do, I'll give you an email to send it to, and I'll try and upload it here while we're talking. Anyways, this kid sounds like he was working on a vehicle, and something came through in his backyard. There was this massive crashing sound, and apparently they went into their backyard and saw a crashed, what he described as a UFO, and these 8 to 10 foot tall, very thin, strange looking beings that were not humans with big black eyes. Now, there's a few things, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. I'm going to see if I can find it. I did download his video, so give me a sec.
911 saying they saw creatures walking around. Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now. And tonight, our David Charnes with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling the 8 News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we're terrified with.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes,
Okay.
like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators
I'm gonna
obtaining
pause
video
that for
as
a sec.
officers then respond.
I'll pause it for a sec. Okay, I'm guessing this is Robin. It says, hey, Lorilei. I'll let you know if you're on Facebook, what you have to do because of StreamYard. You have to go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give StreamYard permission to use your picture and your name. That's all you have to do is click yes. Otherwise, you guys come up as Facebook user. I have no idea, but I usually know Robin by the hey. So Juan Marley says, no, what you saw, it was too fast. By the time you got out of the car, it was gone. Well, where I live in, I knew it was Robin. I see Robin. That's why I'm psychic. No, I knew by how you said, hey, you're coming up as Facebook user tonight. I don't know why Robin's over in the UK. Where I live is super strange. We're going to get back to this comment or this video clip I just played. We have everything where I live. Nobody seems to know why. Anybody that's involved with the paranormal that's been through the city has said the same thing. I know quite a few people in the field because I usually don't mention it in part of my intro, but as many of you know, I know Zach knows for sure, and I know Sandra's heard about it, and Robin definitely has. I was just over on his podcast on Sunday. Please put the name down, Robin, because you know what? My brain, I'm thinking about 20 million different things. Oh, you're on YouTube now. Okay, so now we can see you. Thank you. Because I want to say it's not the source. Well, I forget the name. My name is thinking about too many other things, Robin, but I was on his podcast last weekend. And so those of you that are regulars with the show, you know I'm well versed in the paranormal. For those that don't, I lived in an extremely haunted house, including my partner, Dell, being thrown 15 feet across the kitchen, bites, scratches, burns. Thank you. Thank you, Robin, talking with the source. I knew it was the source something, but I was trying to remember all these podcasts because I've been on a lot lately. Anyways, we lived in an extremely haunted house. And we shared our story on the Travel Channel's Paranormal Survivor. I believe you can see it also on Netflix. Season 4, episode 9, called Demonic Hauntings. And it seems like a lot of people within the paranormal world seem to also have some type of UFO experience or missing time. I have missing time. I literally was at the lights, was supposed to be gone 2 minutes to the store. And when I blinked and opened my eyes, I was miles away in the opposite direction in front of a building I've never seen. And I was even surprised I got cell service. And I don't know what happened in that hour and a half. Very, very strange. So I don't know what, but Thunder Bay, I don't know what it is, but we have reports of Sasquatch. I haven't heard any dogmen reports yet, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Somebody asked me something really strange that they had heard about Thunder Bay, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was about a month or two ago. They wanted to talk to me about, I know what it was. I haven't heard of this, but in Southern Ontario, believe it or not, one of the newer hosts, I don't know where they shop down in Southern Ontario. I think it was a pet store or something. There's a girl that lived up here before. And I guess they were talking about the paranormal. And this girl says that somewhere rurally around our city, because there's a lot of First Nations history. There's a lot of rural areas around here. And no, I don't live in an igloo, don't drink maple syrup, and I don't have a pet penguin or polar bear, and we don't eat back bacon, and we don't call each other hosers. If you're old enough to remember SCTV with Bob and Doug McKenzie, no, we don't do any of those things. But anyways, there is apparently a clearing deep in the woods somewhere where nothing grew. And there were 3 people apparently out walking. I don't know what they were doing out there, but I mean, people go out in the woods. And they stepped into this area. It was like a large, giant circle. And all of a sudden, a bird was flying overhead and decided to dip down into this circle without anything on it. And apparently, like, the bird just disintegrated. It was gone. So when the people saw this, they just started to run. And as the story goes, they all left the circle as fast as they could go. The last person to leave the circle apparently aged the most. I have not been able to verify this. I have not talked to anybody, but I said, feeling into it, I almost wonder if this is something to do with some of the First Nations land around here. Maybe there's a bit of a curse. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's pretty crazy nonetheless. Sorry, I was trying to see. Oh, so Juan says it was so I'm thinking the UFO or UAP you saw, Juan, in Detroit. It was long, the color of mercury, very short or very shiny. I think you're saying very shiny. Okay. Anyways, we've got Bigfoot. We have like crazy paranormal activity. I haven't gotten permission from the person. Somebody sent me a picture of what they claim to be, they're being haunted within their apartment building. If this is real, and I'm not saying it's not, I would never say that to someone. It is the best picture of a shadow person I have ever seen. Like class A plus 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 plus. I've also had people contact me. They're another apartment building opposite side of the city. Somebody saying that their 70-plus-year-old neighbor kept smelling burning and couldn't figure out what it was. And I guess just for lack of, had searched the whole entire apartment and couldn't find anything. And he opened his fridge and his eggs were on fire. And you can see in the bottom of the fridge where the dozen eggs was, it obviously wasn't full of eggs. There must have been about probably 5 or 6, because you can tell what eggs were on fire. They had completely melted and burnt into the bottom of the fridge. So we got crazy stuff happening here, including UFOs or UAPs. So I have actually had a couple videos that I've taken. I'm not necessarily saying they're UAPs or UFOs, but they certainly are something very strange, flying up in the sky, moving around at nighttime, changing different colors. Very far away, though, not close. Sorry, I'm just going to show this comment here. I thought you Canadians can't have cars, but you go around riding moose. I forgot that one. Thanks, Zach. That's the other one. Do we ride moose? No, I'm going to laugh about that, Zach. I will tell you, not so much recently, but over the years, I have actually had people be very surprised that we don't live in igloos. I'm not kidding. Plus all the stereotypes. I'm going to tell you guys, I hate maple. I hate maple anything. Maple syrup, maple, whatever. I hate it. Ugh. So, Robin, get this, Lorilei. I did an investigation last Thursday at an extremely haunted abandoned house. The video is still being edited, but I did a spirit box session and they asked, do you want us to leave? And you're going to leave us hanging with that, Robin? Actually, Robin, I'm glad you brought that up. I'll get back to this video clip I shown too. I didn't forget. I was looking at the pictures because he sent me the pictures. In one of them, and I told you that, I think I commented on it, it looks like there's a bit of a mist, like a black mist off to the left-hand side. Okay, you're going to give us a response. The response was, oh my goodness, you got a sense of humor. Do you want us to leave? And the response was, unless you give us some money. What are they going to do with money? Sounds like they had a good sense of humor, Robin. That's pretty funny. because I'd asked Robin, he had told me they were going to an investigation. It was Thursday, right? Yeah, because you had said you were going to be late to the thing at the foot of the bed, and I had said to Robin, "Are you streaming it? Because that would have been so cool to share it." And he said no, but they were trying out new equipment. Sandra, I'm not a Maple fan either. I'm not. Oh, like we have the weirdest stuff to represent Canada, like moose, like Zach said, beaver, like. But I guess we do, but we're not the only ones. Like North America, all of us have First Nations people, like, reserves and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if I've told you guys this. I have recently found out, and this is pretty bad because I'm going to be 58. Now, I knew that there was First Nations blood on my mother's side, and she had always told me that she was below being able to apply what's called first status, meaning that's how little minimal First Nations blood there was. And when you're First Nations and another nationality, it's referred to as Métis. Like my partner Del is Métis. He has Cree and Ukrainian. So my eldest son, oh, you sent me pictures, Robin. If you want, I'll upload them. I'll try to. Anyways, my eldest son works with Two Spirit, First Nations youth and adolescents, as well as First Nation women. So I know my Potvin side has been, the family tree has been traced back by one of my cousins, but nobody had ever done it on my mother's side. So my eldest son and my brother's son did it. And I did not know this either, but in Canada, apparently, if a First Nations woman married a white man, she lost her status as a First Nations individual. Well, apparently, I am Métis, like can apply for status and the whole bit. My son's doing it first. I told him, you go ahead and do all the paperwork, because if his goes through, which it should, it means I've got more of it than he does. So that was kind of surprising, to say the least. Robin, okay, you sent a pic on Messenger to show. Okay, let me see if I'll be able to. I don't want to use this one because it'll squelch. Okay, give me a second. I'll see if I can upload them. I know what I'll do. Hang on. Well, then you guys will see my whole Messenger here. I'll have to Robin, what I'll have to do is upload them. They'll just come up like a background, I think. Or I'll do it as an overlay on here. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to talk while I'm doing this. That's why I was saying, Juan, I'm glad. Or if anybody else has any pictures or stories that you want to share about UFOs, I am getting back to this kid's interview. I have not forgotten. So hang on. Robin, I got to go to Messenger. When I have a guest, I can do all these things, right? While they're talking. And I'm not streaming to my actually, I should probably share that, because StreamYard and Facebook were not getting along. They would not allow me to stream. Normally I stream to my Facebook profile, and they would not allow me to do that. So let me share this to my profile here. Well, that's Adriana. We don't need that. Hang on. I was on a podcast today too, so bear with me, guys. Here I am. We'll share it to, I'll put, I'm live now. Hang on. Live. Actually, I have pinned at the top of my profile our paranormal survivor episode and evidence from the what we picked up when we were in our previous one. Okay, Robin, I'm going to try this. Give me a sec here. I see. Show this pic. Sure, I'll get right on it. I'm just joking. Thanks, Robin. I got to save it. So give me a sec here. Save. Hard to see, but hopefully. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, guys. Give me a second. We'll see. And I'm trying not to have any dead air here as I'm doing this. So can you show the pic on screen to see what the viewers think? Yes, I'm doing it right now. So give me a sec. I got to make sure the volume's off. Otherwise, you guys are going to hear screaming. With me going into StreamYard again, because I'm going to pop on as a guest in here. So give me a sec. StreamYard. Let me find where we're live, guys. And then, there we go. We got to go in. And then I'll turn my microphone and stuff off so we won't get any feedback. Also, you got a also Class A pic of a shadow figure from a few years ago. Cool. Okay, well, like I said, if you guys got pictures, I'll have to remember to get rid of them. Hopefully there's room. Put them up here. You can hear me. I just can. Oh, never fails. Sorry, guys. I did have the volume turned off. Give me a second here. And I'm muted too on top of this, and it still came in there. Let me see if I can upload it here as an overlay. Okay, Robin? Photo library. Okay, one. Add. Let's see if it'll upload it, and I'll add one more here. I still can't believe it did that darn thing, because I knew it would do that if there was sound, but there shouldn't have been any sound. Okay, let me double check and make sure we got it in there, guys. Okay, give me a sec. Oops. No, we don't want that. Hopefully I don't play something I shouldn't be. Here, hang on. Yeah, it just gave me one of them. I only see one. Give me a sec here. Okay, they're up there. Let me close this so we don't get any overlay. Sure, now you sent me another one, Robin. Okay, guys, let's see. I'm going to put this up here. Robin wants to show this. This is something he's caught. So let me see if I can make that. I can't make it bigger, Robin. I wish I could. Let me see what this says. No, I don't want to do that to me. I don't know if that will help. Hopefully that will help. I think I can do this to escape the big screen. So hang on. Oh, that looks like the Hat Man, doesn't it? For sure. Holy cow. I'm going to read your comments, guys. Hang on, then I'll do the other one's a little bit smaller. Hi, Michelle Pratt. Nice to see you. So, Robin, that looks like the Hat Man. Holy cow, if I've ever seen the Hat Man. That is incredible. The other one I uploaded, I think is the same one, isn't it, Robin? It's just a little bit, it's not quite as big. I'll see. Let me take a look. Yeah, it's the same one, but it's not as big. So I uploaded the biggest one first. Let me take these off just so that we have room. Delete overlay. Hang on. And then we'll delete this one too. Hopefully it's going to come off of there. We'll see. Watch, you're going to have Robin's overlay over top the whole time. So let me put my background back on because I accidentally took it off. There we go. Okay, so let me see the comments. Robin, that was incredible. You said you also have a Class A pic of a shadow figure from a few years ago. Well, that was pretty cool. What you guys think in the comments? I thought that was pretty cool. It might be hard to see. And again, what I'll do is I'll post these pics and things like that in the banner for the show. I want to go back to, hi, Shannon Casey. So glad to have you back here again. It sounds like you made it back safe and sound. So back to this video or audio. We've got a few other people, so maybe I'll replay it again for you guys. We're talking kind of about UFOs and aliens and things like this because there's been a lot coming out. Now, this David Grush, before I get to replaying this, that's supposedly from the US government. I have a question for you guys. Why now? Like, why are you coming out now with this? Like, is there not some other time you could have come out? And I understand that he's been covered under the Whistleblowers Protection Program or something with the US government. But why come out now? That makes no sense to me. Like, if you've known this for this long and the Whistleblower Protection Program is not new, I know that with the US government, why are you coming out now? And Michelle Pratt says, preparing us. Yes, that was in the back of my mind. I'll have to be careful what I say on here because we're on YouTube. But yes, I was wondering that. I was definitely wondering that. So the other thing, and I was a documentary I watched, I'm trying to think, was it a week or two ago? And many of these things, and this is going to set off fireworks for people in the UFO communities because they've gotten pretty excited about many of the things that we're seeing and catching on camera. But I forget who it was talking. And they were talking about many of the crafts that we see, some of the cigar shapes. And they were talking about, gosh, I should have wrote this down. I just thought of it now. They were talking about the cigar shape, for example, that it was kind of, he almost made it sound like Lego, like it was this long individual type flying device. And it was not alien. It was made by the US military. but you could snap on bits and pieces, like snap them off, snap them on, snap them off, depending on what you wanted to put into the device. And there was quite a few different lights and things like that. So I thought that was quite interesting, especially for people that have gotten very excited about that cigar shape. What was it? A Moa, I think it was called. People were pretty excited. Now, he didn't say that that's what caused that sighting. He just said that those types of crafts have been available to the U.S. government for a very long time in the Black Ops operations program. So Shannon says, I think people were afraid of the unknown for so long. Seems people are more accepting now. Just my thoughts. Yeah, I kind of thought that too. And then I also am a fan of true crime, as I've told you guys before. And there's a show called Surviving the Survivor on YouTube. And he has his, I think she's almost 84-year-old mother. He used to work for Fox News and all kinds of stuff. His name is Joel. And his mother is a social worker and really bright lady. Her name is Carm. So he does a special show on Sunday nights called Carm Investigates. And he's kind of mean to his mom, I find. Like, and he's a grown man. He's got kids and what have you. But he for whatever reason, they talked about this David Grush revelation from the U.S. military. They also talked about this. I'm going to replay this clip about this kid that claims that aliens and a UFO landed in his backyard. Now, this is going viral all of a sudden, and I have to ask, why all of a sudden? This was filmed May the 1st. Like, if it was going to go crazy, you think it should have gone crazy before, right? I'm just going to highlight Robin's comment here. That photo I showed outside the door in the overgrown garden, there was a fir tree. So when we looked out a little while before I took that, it was all just greenery. I think I deleted it already too, and I apologize because I didn't want to forget. But let me see, Robin, if I did. I think I did. For those of you who just came in, Robin did an investigation last Thursday, and he ended up, I ended up deleting it just yet. Did you send me another one, Robin? But it actually, you guys may not be able to see it. I even tried enlarging the screen, but it looks like a hat man, like within the trees. Like you could see the shadow of the hat and the whole bit. Like I see you sent me something else, Robin. Just let me check this out and see what you sent me. Is this the old? Oh, no way. So that in the doorway, Robin, that's actually a shadow person is what you guys caught, you think? So Robin's comment right now is referring to the picture I just showed a few minutes ago. You couldn't see any tree trunks, but that should have been green. Definitely looks like a tall man. Yeah, it looked like it was all black and a man wearing a hat. Now this picture you've sent me here, oh yeah, that's a shadow person blowing it up. Holy crap. So where was this one you've sent me? I'm going to upload this one right now too, okay? Let me use the one that doesn't have much audio on here because, guys, you've been getting some great catches. Now, this is over in, I'm guessing, Robin, in the UK where you caught this, right? So this is intriguing. Holy cow, you guys. Wait till you see this one. So I'll try and upload this again. Hopefully StreamYard doesn't decide to be crazy. We're all over the place tonight. We're with you. We're with Shadow Man and Shadows in Bolton in the UK. Okay. We're talking about UFOs and aliens and all kinds of stuff. So hang on. I'm going to enter the studio again. Okay, give me 1 sec here, guys, so I can see what I'm doing and I don't screw anything up. Hopefully it doesn't squelch at us. Oh, good, it didn't. Okay, let me try and upload these pictures again. I'll do them as an overlay so I can still talk. So let's see. We'll upload the bigger one, Robin, that you sent me. I'll put the new one, and then I'll put the one I showed previously so people can see it. It's kind of hard to see, guys, on the screen. So what I have to ask you is, with these shadow beings that you caught, Robin, are you able to, was there any EVPs or any indication that these things were going to show up? Like, why were you filming in that area all of a sudden? Here, let me get rid of that so it doesn't. You said I also have a figure. I also have a photo of that figure manifesting in midair. Want to see it? Sure, why not? Sure, let's do it. Okay, so guys, I'm going to show you these pictures again for those of you that came late. Okay, here's the first one. This is going to be hard to see. I know it is. I'll see if I can make this bigger, guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see it better or not. But right at the back in the doorway, there is, it looks like just a person standing there. But when you blow it up, you can definitely tell it's a shadow. Now, Robin, I have to ask you, the person in the forefront, that's a human being, obviously, right? Because it's not shadowy looking, even though it's a bit blurry. So that was taken around May 29, 2022. So this is at some place he was investigating. So this is the shadow person we're talking about right here. And then hang on, I'm going to replay the other one that he sent here. So give me 1 sec. I see comments, so just give me a sec. Overlay. Okay, here's the one I showed previously. Now this one, what we're talking about here, I'm going to blow it up again. You can see there's, it looks like almost a hat and a man. It almost looks like there's something over here too, Robin, that wasn't in the previous pictures, or is that just sort of a shadow from something else? Because this looks like he's wearing a hat, or I mean, that could definitely be his head and his shoulders too. So hard to see with shadow beings, right? So definitely intriguing though, definitely. Give me a sec. Like I said, I'm gonna have to delete them just so I don't forget to do it in case somebody needs to use the space. So let me get rid of that guy. Delete. Because there's not a lot of, we've got so many great hosts, you guys. So there's something for everybody on this network. And let me see what our comments are saying here. At the back is a human. At the front is a shadow. So the one at the back that's all black, that's the human. Because that definitely looked like a shadow person. The one at the front looked more human. Intriguing. That is certainly interesting. I'll tell you that. While you're gonna explain things. So he's saying the one that I showed you, but the all black, that's not the shadow, because that looks like a shadow to me. I'll wait to see what you type. So I'm gonna play this for you guys that came a little bit later. Hang on. Now you sent me another one. Hang on. Oh, so who's all in black at the back? That is super strange. So I had that messed up, you guys. You're Julie? Oh, so Julie was, why did she come through all black though? Or it was just kind of the way she was standing in the light? Because that looks really blurry, like a shadow. I see why. You know what, Robin? People won't be able to see this because it looks like a colored picture. But when I blow it up, I can definitely see the shadow being. I will post these on my banner page on my Facebook page. I see what you're talking about now. Yeah, that I blew it up. I couldn't see it before. So I know people will not be able to see it on this stream. But I will definitely share these, okay? Because he sent me a picture of, he is absolutely right. Mind you, the one in the back, the black kind of looks like a shadow person too. But the one in the front, it kind of looks colored. It's not. It's shadowy when you blow it up. And then Robin just sent me a picture of it manifesting in the air. You can see it. So I'll post it. And Zach Man says, that figure resembles the thin man from Little Nightmares. I know, right, Zach? I know. Ooh, no, that's the first one we showed in the trees that Robin shared with us. That was pretty creepy. Really creepy. Wow. Okay, so for those of you that, oh, Julie was afraid to come into the room. Well, you kind of can't blame her. Like, that's a pretty good size shadow being, or whatever you want to call it being. It's definitely humanoid in shape, but yeah, I could see why she'd be afraid. It definitely could be, could see that. Give me a sec now. I want to play. So I'm going to play this again for you people that just came and were listening. We're listening to the 911 call of this older teenager and his brother that are calling because there's been a crash in his backyard while they were working on vehicles. And he claims that with this crash saucery type thing, 8 to 10 foot tall, very thin, non-humanoid looking creatures stepped out. They had really wide set, big black eyes, and kind of, if I remember what I was listening to, it's kind of whitish, shiny skin. So he's calling the police here. Now, the thing that makes it more credible is there's police body footage camera footage. And what you can see while the police officers are standing there, something blue goes shooting across the right-hand side of the screen. And then I will in a minute, Robin, hang on, because the only reason I'm hesitant to do it is because you can't see it. Like, I didn't even see that shadow manifesting until you sent me the second one. I'll send it if you want again, or put it up there. But I'm going to tell you, people won't be able to see it because it's I can't get the screen big enough to show it, but I'll try and do it. Okay, I'll try uploading it one more time, and then we'll get back to the 911 call. So hang on, StreamYard. See, I need a producer. I'm my own producer. When I have a guest, I could do these things. So I'm trying to not have any dead air, you guys. And hang on, let's hope I don't squelch on you. Okay, good. Give me 1 sec. When I have a guest, normally I can do this while I'm talking, or the guest is talking. Okay, so we're in here again. Alrighty, so brand. I'm going to put that one back up there again. Okay, so we'll add the original one, and then we'll add this one. Hang on, let's see what comes up. Okay, they're both coming up. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so we'll show, so Robin, what he's talking about, because I got this completely screwed up, because you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second here. Okay, I think hopefully I put it in this order. No, that's the manifesting one. Hang on. Okay, I'll try blowing this up. Okay, so what I thought here was the shadow person in the back. It's not. This was Robin's wife, Julie. She was afraid to come in. And this is the shadow. Now, I thought it was opposite, because when you look at the back where Julie is, it's kind of fuzzy and it kind of looks sort of shadow person-y. But when you really blow this up, you can totally tell this is some type of spirit energy. And the other thing that was so convincing, let me grab the other one that Robin sent, is that, hang on, this one. This is what he said. He caught it manifesting before he caught the full picture. You can see it manifesting in the air. How cool is that, you guys? So it's right there. So I'll try and post these pictures, Robin, like I said, under my show banner for people to see. My Facebook profile is public, so anybody can see them there. Good captures with the pictures, really good captures. So thank you for sharing those. Wow, you've got quite a few interesting captures on camera so far. Okay, behave yourself now. Come on. There we go. Okay, good. So let me go back to our comments here. So certainly really good captures with your camera. Holy cow. So how did you know something was going to manifest there though, Robin? Like, did you get an EVP, or you just happened to have the camera in the right spot and took pictures, or was the camera taking pictures anytime there was some type of movement? Or there's got to be some reason how you knew how to just capture it, because there's been a couple at different locations. I know you're very intuitive, unless maybe you just felt intuitively that you needed to start snapping some pictures. So this is a 911 call.
Saying they saw creatures walking around. Our 8 News Now investigators digging into this for weeks now. And tonight, our David Charns with the video you will only see on 8 News Now. David?
Right, Denise, sources telling Bay News Now investigators that several agencies believe something landed or crashed. Whether it was non-humans or not, it certainly scared the people living on this property. Now, before we show you that video, listen to their call for help.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually we terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes,
Okay.
like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
Well, the 8 News Now investigators obtaining video as officers then responded to the call you just heard. You'll see the officers all.
So I don't want to play the whole thing. I don't want YouTube to get upset about it. We'll talk about that in just a second. So Robin said there's more pictures where that came from, too many to show. And the reason why I took the picture, he just had a feeling. So, okay, so Michelle says, why couldn't they show the cam footage of the backyard? There is footage, okay, Michelle? That's how I wanted to talk about it. I brought it up before you popped in here. I don't know why they blocked it. I thought it was ridiculous too. But if you go to YouTube and you look up G as in George, U, F as in Frank, O, N as in Nancy. So Goof On with Rich Giordano or Giordano. I think it's Giordano. I just happened to be looking for something to listen to while I was working on some resin, and he was streaming live about this. Because the other thing is, this footage is from May the 1st. Like, why go viral all of a sudden now? Like, all of a sudden, it's like going crazy everywhere. So he showed the whole news report, and then he got the unblurred footage, but there wasn't really anything to see. So during that Goof On, it was about an hour and a half. During that podcast that he did on YouTube, people were sending in pictures because there is some video footage. It's so quick that the family opens up the gate to the backyard and they kind of peer in, but you really can't see anything. So people were going frame by frame and taking screenshots. So it looks like it could have possibly caught one of the beings, but again, it could be pareidolia. I'm going to call pareidolia on it because I don't know, like it was even hard to see what was being outlined by the person who had taken the one screenshot from frame by frame from the backyard. So there was nothing to see. And then the kid said there was a crop circle. So Rich on Goof On, the Goof On channel, shows the crop circle. It's not actually a crop circle. It looks like an oval. I don't know if it's CGI. I kind of believe this kid, but I got a lot of questions. Like, from the police body cam footage, something is flying through the air in the background. And then they went to the Ring cameras, and this is all on the Goof On show. You'll hear and see this. The Ring camera definitely picked up. It sounded like something crashing, or maybe a big firework going off. But the light in the sky that the body cam footage picks up, it doesn't look like a firecracker at all or fireworks. So, because to me, why didn't you take pictures of these things? Like, that would be me. Like, I'd have to be taking pictures. But they could have been really afraid. I don't know. They might have been. Plus, a lot of times I find, I don't know about you guys, but when people go to take pictures of extraterrestrial type beings, it could be cryptids, whatever it is, they always look like they were shot with a potato. Like, they're such poor quality. And I've often wondered, is that because of possibly, well, they may not be real. We have to consider that. Or is it the energy coming from these beings, right? they may have a different energy signature, maybe have a lot of EMF. I'm not sure, but they usually look quite blurry and shaky and what have you. So these guys had no pictures, but there were pictures of the crop circle. And again, it almost looks egg-shaped. And on the GoofOn podcast, it's all on video. You can see, like, he really looks at it quite closely. And then he had a point because when the kid's talking about what happened, he's reading what happened. And so I know this Rich, the host of GoofOn, was really like, what the heck? Like, what's going on here? Like, why is he reading it? This gives me pause for thought. But when you see the full video, you do capture the family speaking Spanish. And not that that's a problem, but where I'm going with this is I don't think English is his first language. Never mind, he's not very old, this kid. I would give him maybe 17 to 19 years old. So I really believe he might have just written everything down so he didn't forget to say what he needed and wanted to say. That's my thought. But I still have other questions. Like, where's the video footage? Where's the pictures of this thing? Like, you can't tell me there wasn't any windows where you were hiding out or something that you couldn't take pictures of them. So that I find a little weird. I don't know what to think of the so-called, I don't want to call it a crop circle, but I know it's been called that, but it looks like where this crush site was, you can see, and it almost looks like an egg shape. And then there's like lines in the grass, like almost like a grid, if you will. So I don't know what to think of this because, again, it's the same thing with this David Grush. Why now? Like, why now? It makes no sense to me. And when you've had this video footage, this kid from May the 1st, and here we are, it's June the 12th, and I know it kind of went big this weekend. And I think it was even before that, might have been Thursday or Friday. Like, why all of a sudden is everything blowing up about this? Like, you would think if you caught something like that, like, that would be going viral immediately. So Michelle says, there was 2 guys camping who saw the light in the sky. Then they saw 2 large beings walking. So you're talking about 2 other guys besides these teenagers in the backyard, Michelle? Wow. So Michelle says they were looking through night vision, and he said one looked right at him same night. Did he get pictures? Because I haven't heard that one. I was doing some research today and I didn't see anything. And Michelle says they are getting ready to put the fear of God in us. Well, all I will say for those of you, if you don't know what Michelle's talking about, look up Werner von Braun after World War II. So they didn't get pictures. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you see something that's so freaking shocking, like you just don't even think to grab your camera, right? Like, you think about it after the fact and go like, damn, I should have taken a picture of that. But somebody has to have a picture of it. Like, I don't know. You know what it is, you guys? I'm so careful to not say to somebody, that's fake, or you're not telling the truth. Because I really believe truth rises to the surface eventually. It always does. Plus, I went through this with my own paranormal experience. My whole community that I had connected with and were my support system many years ago. And Zach will know who I'm talking about, in the way that there was a friend of ours, great show. It's not his fault in any way, shape, or form. I praise him all the time. He helped us get through a lot of this, and the community with Paranormal Soup. And he has great guests. And one night there was a guest on there, and I used to call in every week. And, you know, most of them were so kind. They say, yeah, give me a call. Let's see if we can help you out with what's going on, or, you know, maybe connect you with someone. So I called this one particular guest the next day, and I don't hear voices, but I do hear my guides, and it's within the mind's eye, if you will. And I literally heard, you're going to want to film this. And I remember arguing with my own inner voice going, I'm not filming it. I don't film anybody when I'm talking to them on Skype. I will tell you, I was so sorry that I didn't listen, because this person didn't know our story, didn't see any pictures, didn't see anything, didn't even know I was a nurse, and was so insulting to me. And then on top of it, I am making a t-shirt. I own this saying. I'm sorry, but I do. He diagnosed me with, are you guys ready for this? Intergalactic satellite goldfish. That's what I was suffering from. I was suffering from that. So all I said finally after, and he was quite abusive with the way he was speaking to me. So I finally just said, you know what? Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me, but I'm going to go now. And I hung up. And I would have loved to contacted everybody in my community and told them what he was like. But I thought, no, I made the choice to call him. And this is the conversation between himself and mine. I need to let it go. Well, unfortunately, he didn't feel the same way. So he ran around telling everybody I was a fraud. I was doing this for attention. Probably told them I had the psychiatric illness of intergalactic satellite goldfish, which does not exist. For anybody thinking that it might, it doesn't. And then, nobody wanted to touch me with a 10-foot pole. It was like I was a pariah. And I mean, I wasn't making this up. I wasn't lying about it. And, I ended up building more credibility after we shared our story on TV. But my whole point is I'm very reluctant to ever say that about somebody else, because I don't live in their house. I don't experience what they're experiencing. Don't get me wrong. Some things are obviously fake. Like you can see the wires, pulling the UFO up and down. I'm joking, but you know what I mean. So I really don't like to say that about people. So I'm not really sure if this is real or not, but I'm leaning more towards that. I think this kid saw something, him and his family, and I think they experienced something. What it was, I don't know. Like Michelle, I didn't know about these others that too had the same type of experience. I'm guessing they were in Las Vegas too. And I don't know. Again, I think the truth will really come to the surface. It always does. Oh, wait, hang on. Now I got to listen to what Zach says. So Michelle says, was listening to, Kay Gradby from TuneIn Radio. Oh, okay, interesting. So Zach goes, was that the vampire guy? I remember he was the one who told you to find Jesus openly. No, I've had that one too. Or comments under our episode. The reason why you have paranormal activity is because you and that man you live with are living in sin. You got to get right with Jesus. No, that was not him. This person was sort of newer to the paranormal field, and it kind of blown up quite a bit and was very, very nasty. I swear to God, though, after all that, I'm taking that saying. I've never forgotten intergalactic satellite goldfish. And I guess that's what I found so insulting. Not that I think I'm a know-it-all nurse, but seriously, dude, seriously. So, okay, Michelle, thanks. So Juan says he believes them. Yeah, I'm leaning towards I believe them too. I really do. Like they went through something, they experienced something. And again, we can ask all the questions that we want in the world. And again, like I said, I'm a true crime fan. And I don't know if any of you have heard of that very, very, very tragic case of the 4 college students in Idaho who were their lives were taken. And 2 of the roommates survived. And one of them actually saw the perpetrator. And I even kind of asked it in my head at first. I thought, why wouldn't you call the police? And then, you know what, with further discussion, when you follow different shows and say people that work with trauma victims and what, it made it very clear with the fact that, you know what, yeah, I don't know. And I don't ever want to know what I would do if God forbid I was in that kind of scenario. We don't know, right? If it's going to be fight, flight, freeze, or just, right? You don't know what's going to happen in that kind of scenario. We can all say what we think we know would happen, but we don't unless we've ever been there. So hard to say. So Michelle says these guys that saw this as well were camping outside of Las Vegas. So there you go. And again, I think what gives this story more credibility is the fact that the police had nothing to gain. Like, they didn't fake the body cam footage. Like, they had nothing to gain even if they could fake it, right? So something was caught on the body cam footage. Something was caught on the doorbell cams. I believe it was next door to this house. So there was something going on there, definitely. So Zach says, the kookiest one was the dude who claimed that people were infected with nanites. I called him out on it when I called in. He ended up lying about his mill. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, Zach. Well, I always say it takes all kinds of people to make the world go round, right? It does. But again, Zach, like I said, there'll be people out there that it'll be obvious that they're not telling the truth, right? Like you said, you called them on it. But there are other people that it's their experience. Maybe they saw what they saw. Maybe they, I don't know. Like I say, if people are lying, it always, eventually the truth comes out. It does, because people can't remember every lie they've told you or whatever that may be. So I do believe these guys. And I'd love to know, what do you guys think about Las Vegas? Like, Las Vegas is like a hotbed for UFO activity for some reason. Is it because of the military bases there, do you think, like in and around there? Is it something hidden in the desert? Like, what do you guys think? Like, why all this activity? Because that's not the first time I've seen and heard. I haven't heard of the same story of something crashing in their backyard. Because I have so many questions. Like, okay, so why did their craft crash? They don't use gas, so they didn't run out of gas. It obviously was still operational because they took off and they were gone. I don't know. Or did they cloak it so nobody could see it till they could get it running? Like, I just don't know. And why a backyard? Like, why did you guys get out? Why did you land there? You know what I mean? Like, I have so many questions. I don't know if I'll ever have the answers. But to me, it seemed kind of moot and pointless, except for people to see them. And then they took off. So what was going on with their vehicle? And obviously they couldn't have fixed it in that short amount of time between when these people called 911 and then went to the backyard and took pictures through the fence or video through the fence. And I don't know. It's just super strange. And again, I got to keep asking why. Like, it makes no sense. And then, like, I was talking about that documentary I told you about with the cigar shapes and stuff. The reason why this guy, I'll probably, if I went through my YouTube footage, I could find the documentary. But the reason why he was talking about all this stuff was because of holograms and what apparently the black budget, if you will, in the US military. He was talking about witnessing and seeing, and he was an older gentleman, about seeing holograms, like even back in the 50s. And he was the one that got into it. Joshua P. Warren does photography of the sky, catching really fast crafts or bugs, Michelle says. Well, I don't know, because I have seen video footage of stuff like that. I have caught weird stuff in the sky. I think I put 2 of those videos up on TikTok, and I think we showed one of them, David and I, on the thing at the foot of the bed on Thursday night, because it's something weird. Like, it's not a star. It's not a planet. Like, this thing was going, and the video didn't even do it justice. Like, it was going from one light and really faint to 2 to 3. Then it looked like it was spinning. Then it was going up. It was going down. It was moving all over the place. Like, what was this thing? And why was it there? And why could I see it? I do know now, I have a habit of looking, especially at night. But one, if you're still here, like you had said, the thing that you caught in the sky was in the middle of the day. But as human beings, we don't always look up, right? So I usually, if I'm sitting outside and it's nighttime and it's quiet, especially, I will take a look in the sky and see what's going on there. Like, what am I seeing? Anything? What's going on? And Zach says Las Vegas just happened to be the nearest metropolitan area to this area. Outside of Vegas, it's all desert, and much of it is owned by the government. There's so much land out there that hasn't, just waiting till Zach types the rest of it. So, okay, so I'm going to ask for people that know U.S. geography. I know where most things are, but I'm not an expert. Isn't Skinwalker Ranch like in the south? I don't think it's close to Vegas, though, is it? So I'll see what okay, so Zach's adding there's so much land out there that hasn't been explored to find, so anything could be hidden out there. I agree, because I knew it was surrounded by a bunch of desert. Where is Skinwalker Ranch again? Because that is another one that's really not so much been in the news, but like what the heck is going on at that place? Do you guys know? Like, have you heard about it? Like, there is always some, thank you. Juan says in Kansas, thank you. Because there's something crazy going on out there too. Like, and it doesn't matter. It just seems whomever goes out there or tries to, okay, Juan, that's okay. I appreciate if you think it's Kansas. That's okay. If you're not right, somebody will type in or let us know. Because I want to know, like, what is going on out there? Like, do you guys think that that is it paranormal? Is it aliens? Is it UFO, UAP? Is it a combination? Like, what do you guys think's going on there? And then on top of that, I don't know how much y'all follow paranormal, but there's a lot of channels over the last year that seem to be very much hooked on Wendigos and skinwalkers. Like, I have seen so many, like, I know Twin Paranormal has done a lot with that. I know the Paranormal Files. They've had some pretty creepy stuff when they've basically, sort of hooked up together, like both teams. They have had some crazy stuff happen. And I know that, especially, I haven't watched Twin Paranormal in a while, but I know that they've really captured a lot of stuff. And then some of the stuff I was listening to earlier tonight, I was really surprised to hear it. Where was I? I listened to so many things and did so much research, but they were talking about the jinn of all things. That apparently the lore, now this is according to this person that was speaking. I'll have to see if I can find the name of the YouTube video. They were saying once upon a time ago, it was believed that they actually were a real thing. Now, again, I go back to my favorite. You guys know I always do. Nuke's Top 5. And Shannon, if you're still here, I know you gave me the name of that other channel, which is pretty good, but I can't remember the name without looking. But I will tell you, paranormal videos on Nuke's Top 5, I have seen what is supposedly a jinn, and it's in the Middle East. It's not just one video. There has been so much footage and evidence of something crazy going on over there. Like, what is it? And these are from live streams too. Like, this is not just a video clip. Like, it's crazy stuff, and they claim it's a jinn. So, oh, thanks, Zach. Zach says in Utah, Skinwalker Ranch. Okay. So then Zach also added driving at night from Vegas, going to either Searchlight or Tonopah, if I got that right. Tonopah has little light pollution and it's pitch black. Wouldn't surprise me if people see things out there. And then Zachman, like I said, added Skinwalker Ranches in Utah. Okay, I thought it was closer. Not that Utah's right beside Las Vegas. I get that. But I thought it was closer to the west, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, you know what, Zach, I got to say to you, without light pollution and stuff, I don't think people realize how pitch black things are, especially if there's not much of a moon. Because even at the Dell, my partner, the Dell's camp, the camp is on one of the biggest freshwater lakes, I believe in Ontario, and it's in a little bit of a basin. So, for example, we're on the north side of our city. It could be pouring rain and storming, and you drive 15, 20 minutes out to the camp, and it's sunny and 90 degrees. But I will tell you, it is so freaking scary at nighttime to walk out there with no light. It is, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. So Zach says Roswell is in New Mexico, but ironically, there's a town called Las Vegas near it. No way, really? I did not know that. Well, you guys have got some interesting names for cities because close to where I live, most people from my city, you'll end up running into them on a long weekend in Duluth, Minnesota. I'm sure if Shannon's still there, she can vouch for that because they go back and forth over there. And then, but there's a Duluth, Georgia. There's a whole bunch, there's an Ontario in California. I just thought of something, you guys, and I had forgotten to mention it. One of our regular viewers out here, Jane, she sometimes is in the comments. I don't think she was able to head out here yet, but I did have her permission. She has the most beautiful cat that is a rescue of hers. And I think it's Little Man, she said, but I want to get his name. Anyways, he's been very, very ill. And she asked me if I could please send some healing energy and to ask anybody else that I might know who could also do the same. So if you're able to or you feel inclined to do so, please send some out to him. He looks so sweet. I'm just looking for his name. Yeah, Little Man. I'm going to show you a picture of him. Hang on. He's diabetic, this poor little guy, and has been having some other issues. But this is what he looks. Oh, sorry. This is what he looks like. Look at how cute he is. And I don't normally do that, but I know there's a lot of people listening who are healers and believe in that sort of thing. So even if you can just send some positive thoughts his way, and hopefully, he gets better. So I said I would definitely give him a little shout out on here. So thank you in advance, guys. And I wasn't going to say Jane's name, and she said I could. So I don't like to give anybody's name away without asking their permission first. So, excuse me. Yeah, so there's lots of strange things going on around the world. The other thing I'm gonna ask you guys. Now, this is gonna sound really crazy. Now, Joe Montalto, who I want to give a shout out to, who started this network and owns it. He's the one that's in New Orleans, Louisiana. He always teases me when he talks to me and calls me conspiracy princess because he knows another woman apparently that is more of a conspiracy theorist, he says, than me. So he calls her the queen. But there's all kinds of strange things out there. Like, the place to go look, I find, is TikTok. Robin, you can probably vouch. You're one of the ones I can think of that I talk to on TikTok. But there is this guy out there that talks about all kinds of strange things. Really beautiful African American gentleman. He's got green eyes, and he's always eating vegan lunches like cucumbers and fruit and vegetables and stuff while he talks about strange stuff. Like, he's really big. Like, have you guys heard of this? Like, I don't think this is real in any way, shape, or form. But remember, Slender Man was never real before either, until, collectively it came from a creepy pasta and people talking about it, believing in it, focusing on it. And then now we're seeing pictures and video and people talking about experiences with it. Well, this is the strangest thing. He's called Siren Man. Have you guys heard about this? And he's super, 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 super tall. Or maybe it's Siren Head. And he's got the head of a siren. And what made me think about this today, in my research, I think I was looking at some concert footage or something. And in the background, there were these, look like sirens on top of tall, tall, tall posts. And I thought, I wonder if that's where somebody got that idea from. I don't know. I'm wondering if you guys have heard of this. I'm going to read Zach's comment. I know I'm all over the place tonight, but there's so many strange, weird, unusual, unexplained things. And I love to hear people's thoughts on these kind of things. So Zach says, I've seen lights in the sky years ago at Pinnacles near Death Valley. It was pitch black and saw an object rise in the sky behind one of the pinnacles in the distance. Ooh, interesting. So, like, when you saw it rise, was there lights on it, Zach? Or was it, you could just tell there was movement? Or what made you, like, I'd love to hear more details about that. I'm going to see if I've got this siren thing in here because I am telling you guys, this guy too, and this is getting really crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy. Have you guys heard of people catching video of possibly like dragon-like creatures at all? Because here, this is the guy here. We'll see if I can find him on here, what he's talking about. Because he does a bit of true crime. I don't know what his name is. So let me see if I've got more videos of his because I downloaded them. Because, like, and again, he doesn't tell people what to believe. I'll show you what he looks like. Just give me a second. Okay. Oh, I got to turn this guy up. Hang on. Give me one sec, guys, and I'll show you. So this is...
They were genetic.
Okay.
How come nobody's talking about the dragons that these scientists created? This was in Beijing. They were genetically cloned and brought back by scientists. You see, early last year, they had found a dragon corpse. It was in the Taimoshan Mountains. It had been there frozen for over 10,000 years and still had preserved scales, claws, and skin. Now it's clear they wanted to start cloning fast because already this year, the researchers have gone straight to work. They took the DNA they found on the dragon and combining it with lizards alive today, like leopard geckos, bearded dragons, and Komodo dragons. This is creating whole new species of dragons with wings and all. But this is where things get scary. But before I continue, don't these things look cute as heck? Like, don't you just want one as a pet?
No.
Say if you snuck in the lab and stole one, and then you were caught and they put you in jail. Your third act has to sneak in and come break you out. Who is it? Let me know. And let me know if you're doomed or not. But back to the scary part. This was found out because it was leaked in an email a hacker intercepted that was being sent to the government. In the email, it reports that one of the dragons that was spliced with a Komodo dragon had developed a toxic venom. And when it bit one of the scientists, he started to go rabid in a zombie-like state, trying to bite other scientists and pass on the venom. Luckily, none were bitten, but they're holding the scientists in a locked, safe room. Could this be how the zombie outbreak happens?
Okay, so what's this guy's name? Oh, Khalil's life. Okay, so that's crazy, that part, because I always love when people talk about this kind of stuff, but they never back it up. Like, maybe I can understand the dragon stuff, maybe. But this thing with this scientist, I'm calling BS on that. I'm sorry, I am. Because you know what? It's almost like that game of telephone. Plus, especially with how closely guarded things are over in that country, I highly doubt he's got more.
I'm not trying to scare you.
This is dinosaurs.
This I could believe. Creating dragons in my past video. Well, now a lab funded by the same company has taken the DNA from another source that was found in Canada back in 2011. It had been preserved in ice for 110 million years. It had scales, claws, skin, all that still intact. Now to test things out, they started injecting small bits of DNA into pigeon eggs. And the pigeons started to grow strands of dinosaur features, like longer legs, and they started becoming bigger. Check this video out. Oh, but it didn't stop there. They started to experiment on baby chick embryos. And dinosaur-like creatures started to hatch from the eggs. Some even grew deformities, like this one right here, which grew no legs. Now, this is where it gets scary. But before I even tell you, when you keep one of these as a pet, imagine you're given one by a scientist to take care of. Your third act has to co-parent with you. Let me know who it is and tell me, would the baby dinosaur survive with them co-parenting, or is it doomed? Back to the story. They found out that the dinosaurs grew to full adults by around 2 to 3 months because it still had chicken DNA, and chickens grow to full adults after 45 days. One of the adult dinosaurs ate its caretaker. The company that funded the lab doesn't care and is proceeding to build a zoo where families can come in and see the adult dinosaurs.
Okay, so that's the sad part, because like, what if there really was a little bit of truth to that? Because I could see that, because I know living in Canada, they have found many a dinosaur fossil and what have you in Drumheller in Alberta. So, and chickens, and not just chickens, birds are definitely, they've proven, I guess, genetically that they're dinosaur species, and you know, they've evolved, but not a whole heck of a lot apparently from back in the day. But the rest of it, like about so-and-so ate this or what, you don't know that. There's no evidence of it. Certainly food for thought. I'm going to go back to Zach's comments here. He said, I couldn't, regarding what he had seen lights in the sky, I couldn't get a definite shape, but it kept flashing blue and red lights in a circular motion. Ooh, sounds interesting. Now then he says, I would have taken that over the, we'll say the last 3 years from the lab. Dragons are cool. Yeah, they are, but I don't know. Isn't there that cartoon, How to Train Your Dragon? Actually, my next door neighbor's son, they have a little black cat. He's a year old. And guess what his name is? Toothless. He's named after the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know because, okay, the reason why I'm bringing up these strange things is because you know what? I believe that dragons once existed. If they didn't, or any of these things in the legend or lore did not exist, I think it would have faded out. I don't think we would have heard about it. Now, do I think it's what we hear in the stories or what we did before? No, but I think there had to be something to it. You guys know I've talked about definitely talked about giants. Like, I really find that fascinating. I'm going to go to Zach's comment. Then we got Facebook user. I'll go to that quickly. Says that, good evening from the old Gilchrist County Jail in Trenton, Florida. Well, good evening and welcome. Can you please let us know what your name is? And if not, if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook and just say yes to using your picture and your name, then we'll know who you are. Either that or you can hop on over. Actually, I keep forgetting to remind people, if you're just tuning in, you are listening to United Public Radio Network, otherwise known as UFO Paranormal Radio Network on 107.7, 105.3 out of New Orleans, Louisiana. And I'm your host, Lorilei Potvin. You are listening to the Angel Rock Live right now. We are talking the strange, the unusual, the crazy. We've been talking about some of the UFOs and UFO reports that we're hearing with a little bit of disclosure. Now we're getting into the really strange. I just played 2 videos off of TikTok. Supposedly, they're claiming that there's been reports of DNA manipulation to recreate dragons and dinosaurs. So Zach also added, thought of the day, since dinosaurs are closely related to birds, wouldn't they taste like chicken? Zach, I don't want to try them. Plus, the first thought that came to mind as I was laughing, how in the heck would you ever cut through their hide? They'd probably be tough as you know what, right? I don't know. Hard to say, but it's a good thought. Good thought. I was looking for the siren head is what I want to show you guys. Like, I was thinking, where the heck would you ever come up with something like that? And then I thought, holy crap, now I know where when I seen this. Oh, I got to show you this one. And I have seen this. I don't think it's real, but you guys tell me. I've seen this. Have you guys seen this?
Talking about these pictures. These were taken somewhere in West Africa. People there claim that multiple ships came down to greet them. At first, they were scared, but soon after realized that the beings were friendly. Now, supposedly they were kind, but they had come to tell the people a message. They said they came to that area because this is where mankind began, and that they had come to warn us, their offspring, of what's to come. Now, of course, the people there were quick to take photos, and apparently the beings stayed for about 2 hours. They didn't speak with their mouths, but communicated telepathically. Now, the message they left the people was frightening. But before I tell you, why do aliens come here and not take me with them? Beat this ghetto, okay? Let's say the aliens came and gave you an opportunity to leave. Your second act gets to come with you. Let me know who it is. And tell me, would you take them with you or leave them on Earth? The message they left behind was this. They said they had good children on Earth and bad children on Earth hiding amongst us, and that there would be a war between both soon. They also said something like Planet Nibiru was on its way. I have no clue what that means. Do any of you?
Yes. Okay, so my whole point is, I love how he says, don't you just love when someone tells a story and they say, who is they? Where did you get these facts from? Who told you about this? I have seen these pictures of these aliens. I have heard anything from some of them. They've been photoshopped from the movie Paul with the alien. I don't know. I don't know where they came from. Did he make this story up? Who did he talk to? Like, who gave him this information? But he's only got 3 minutes to tell a story, right? So where did you get this information? Because I certainly didn't see it. Not that I'm the be all to the end all, but I researched it. I was like, where did these pictures come from? Why are they out there? Is this from a movie? Like, what is this from? And I never found out where they came from. If any of you have heard, I would love to know. Like I said, all I'm looking for is this darn siren horn head.
This photo scares me.
Oh, this is a Reddit user posted this photo of his kitchen. Oh, there's paranormal in this one. Hang on. And he gets into some true crime. Okay, I'm looking for, because he really gets into glitch. Okay, so you guys must have seen this one coming up. This mermaid, this is a new one that's been coming out too.
What the hell?
I saw this.
Bro, what do y'all think, real or fake?
Fake. I think it's fake. What do you guys think, real or fake? I saw this, and to me, it's just a little too perfect, but they're claiming it's a mermaid, right? I'm still looking for this darn, oh, I'll play this one for you because I bet you guys don't know. My name comes from, I'm not German, from German mythology, and it's said Lorilei, but it is spelt like Lorelei. And the Lorelei's were these siren type mermaid witches, if you will, that used to go and sing the most beautiful songs. I'm sure you've heard the saying siren song. That's what it comes from. And it's such a morbid name that they would lure sailors to their death to crash into the rocks. But I mention this because he starts talking about it in here again. I'm going to show you quickly.
This is a siren. Of course, you can't tell though because they'll make themselves look beautiful to keep you from being frightened. But their real face can only be seen in a mirror.
I saw this video. That was creepy. Did you guys ever see that video? It's from Nuke's Top 5, and these guys are somewhere either in the Amazon or in Asia, and they've got their hands in the water. I think they're trying to capture something in the water, like a fish or untangle a line, and all of a sudden this thing with white hands comes up and out of the water and then goes back down. It is creepy, 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 creepy. Though I'm not, oh, here we go. This is the whole thing I've been looking for. Okay, because I was going, there is no way on God's green earth this had to come from a creepy pastor or something. And then I happened to see these tall sirens on a tower, and I went, now I know where the story comes from. This is how goofy things can get. But I'm going to show you. Hang on.
Of course you can. Let's talk about Siren Man. He's a 40-foot tall humanoid being. He has no eyes and doesn't eat despite having organic teeth in his sirens. He's rarely seen in areas with huge populations. Wow, these are big cucumbers.
Don't care,
No
dude.
wonder she left me. I don't know if I'm doing these right, but it looks kind of right. He hides stationary amongst all the trees and poles so he can blend in. The scary part is he can shapeshift. He uses his sirens.
Like, was that from a movie? Like, what was that, you guys?
Dismembering your body and chewing you apart. This is an Asian cucumber salad. Final touches.
This guy likes to eat vegan. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. Did you guys see that?
If you made it this far into the...
Did you see that footage? Like this thing, yeah, this guy would make a good science fiction writer. I know, Zach, but did you see that? Like what was that thing that stepped out into the road with the big long legs? I'm sorry, guys, I'm playing it on my phone here, but it's hard to upload things from TikTok on here. I'm trying to find it for you, and I'll tell you what I was looking at.
This will make you quick.
No, I don't want that one. No, not that one. Okay, Siren Head. Let me see if I can stop it at the right spot. Like, it could have been from a horror movie too. Give me a sec. And I'll see it when I see it. Okay, it's getting up close. Okay, dude, I don't want to talk about your cucumbers. I've got them muted, guys. Sorry. But I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. As soon as if I can stop it in time. Okay, you can kind of see the thing. Okay, right there. Oh, sorry, backwards. Okay, let me start playing it for you. Look at that thing. What is that thing? Hi, George. Welcome. Glad to have you here. So what do you guys think that thing is? Like, I don't think it's Siren Head, but like, what the heck was that thing? Like, to me, it's got to be from a horror. No, that not you. I'm not talking about you, dog. It's got to be from a horror movie or something, right? Like, it has to be. So I don't know. Like, you're right, Zach. He'd make a good science fiction writer. So, and I figure we got a few minutes left. Of course, we got to touch on the paranormal. You know we do, right? So, who's got a really good paranormal type story you want to share here quickly in the comments? Because it looked evil, my ex-wife, George. But she was pretty tall and thin, George. My God, heaven help you if that was your ex. That thing looked like it was about 25 feet tall with the legs on it. My God. Again, we get back to giants, right? Like, okay, so my whole question of this is, and we've had some pretty good points about why now. Like, out of all the times, the guy could have come out from the US military as a whistleblower. He decided now was the perfect time. You got to make it go viral, right? Or what happened in Las Vegas. That video footage is from May the 1st. And all of a sudden now we're almost in the middle of June and we're hearing about it and it's going viral all of a sudden. Why now? Right? And then you look at, I hadn't thought to bring it up. I'll have to go through my YouTube history. And it was this documentary on UFOs and stuff. I'm waiting to see if anybody's got anything spooky they want to share on here. Like Robin was sharing. By the way, Robin, I didn't say thank you if you're still there. Thank you for those great pictures you shared. Those are really, really great captures that we were able to show. And I will post them for people that miss them on my Facebook profile. It's public, so you should be able to find it. It'll be under the show banner. Okay, Zach says it looks like the creature from Smile. I don't know because I don't watch horror movies. I'm a big chicken. You know what? Having lived in my own horror movie in my own home, ugh, you know what it is? I don't like jump scares. Like, I don't at all. Like, the Dell finally convinced me to watch Halloween, and then I don't know what's in the one with Jason. The first one when they go to camp and Kevin Bacon's in there. Oh my Lord. I couldn't stop laughing watching it, first of all. Second of all, and I've saved a screenshot of this. Have you guys ever seen the picture from the first movie with horror movie with Jason, hockey mask Jason, and Kevin Bacon's in it, and they're at the camp, like I said, and Kevin Bacon is in a Speedo. Have you guys ever seen that picture? Well, once I point out what's in that picture, you guys are never, ever, ever going to unsee it. I think I have it. And all I kept thinking was, whatever in the name of all that is holy ever made you think to prepare, let's put Kevin in his Speedo. Because this, you guys, I'll see if I can find it. I know I have it saved here because it's just mind-blowing. The Speedo picture. Hang on, I'm going to find it. I will find it for you guys. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And it was like, why would you put that in his Speedo? Basically, I guess to make him look well endowed. So again, some horror movies are okay, but it's the jump scares that get me. I just can't stand the jump scares. Or even with a movie that nobody's been hurt or anything, but that you're waiting for something to happen in the suspense. I can't stand it. I don't know what it is, but it drives me insane. And it makes me feel really anxious. And I know it's supposed to, but I don't like that feeling. So usually, I guess maybe that's why I don't watch a lot of like a lot of TV or a lot of movies and stuff, just because it's hard to sit still that long. And then, like I said, if there's jump scares in it, oh, I hate it. I'm not somebody that likes to be scared, though. I know there's people that do. I'm not one of those people. I do not enjoy being scared in any way, shape, or form. Now I'm trying to find the Kevin Bacon picture, and I can't find it. How much? Oh, we got about 5 minutes left, guys. That went by really quick. And I appreciate everything you guys have shared and all the comments you've left here. So I guess nobody's had any crazy paranormal activity this week. I guess that's a good thing, right? I don't even think we've really had a lot. We've had some sort of off and on, but not nothing insane like it was in our previous home. Do you guys know the Snapchat app? Have you guys ever used that before? This is from my previous home. So Sandra says, I don't mind being startled, but I don't like the gore. No, I'm not crazy about the gore either. Do you guys know the Snapchat app? There used to be one where when it's a two-person app, like you could put your dog in there or something, and it'll pick up both faces. I have pictures from the most active part of my house. Don't mind what do you call it? You'll see with Snapchat when you put the filters on, that's it. You tell me where this is coming from, and it was not glitching out, okay? So it's designed to pick up a face, okay? That was showing up there. Hang on, I'll see where the other ones are. Had another one, different filter, but for two people, picking up right in front of my chest. Hang on. There's another one right in front of me. And these are all, is that a video? I guess was that a video? Yeah, that's a video. I videoed it while it was live. And this was showing up in front of me, and it's meant to pick up faces. Now, I would see if it was just one filter, but these were a bunch of filters. This one I don't think picked any up. This was from my most active part in my house. But when it did pick them up, I took pictures and whatever, so that was creepy. Okay, so Zach says the only beef I have with Kevin Bacon, beef and bacon, is that he would look better in a Speedo than me. I highly doubt that, Zach, because if I could find this picture, oh my God. Okay, so I'm going to describe it for you. And I don't know how we noticed it. I don't normally look at things like that. I could care less. But he was in a Speedo, and I remember Dell and I are watching it, and he kept going, look, there's nothing scary here. Look, like Kevin Bacon in a Speedo. And I'm looking, I'm going, what is that in his Speedo? He goes, what do you mean? I go, stop the movie. I kid you not. I don't know what they used. It was not a toilet paper roll. I'm trying to find this darn picture to show you guys. It was not a toilet paper roll. It was not a sock. It literally was rectangular and about the size, I don't want to use that finger, about the size of this finger, about this long in his Speedo. That it is so gross and creepy. I know, Michelle, that was creepy. If you're talking about the Snapchat stuff, I know that was creepy. I had all kinds of things creepy happen in that house. I'm trying to find this picture. I'll probably find it after, but this Kevin Bacon thing, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. It is absolutely like, who thought of that and why? So Zach, believe me, I highly doubt that you're going to look, or Kevin Bacon's going to look better. I don't think so, because you wouldn't be sticking these rectangular little micro things in your Speedo, because it didn't do anything for it. Like, I don't know why you would do it. And I remember seeing it and stopped the movie. We took a screenshot of it. I'm going through here to see if I could find it while I'm talking to you guys before we go off the air, or I do. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found it. Are you guys ready for this? Okay, this is right from the movie. That is in Speedo. It's myself. There, sorry, I don't know why it cut off. Now I took a screenshot. That is Kevin Bacon from the movie Jason. So is it Halloween or whatever the heck it's called? That's him in the Speedo. What did they stick? Do we need to see it? Yes, you do. Okay, Zach, now we need to see a picture of you in a Speedo. I told you, you can't unsee it. You don't have to look, Michelle. You want to. I don't normally look at things like this. I was like, I don't, like, that's like, what would they, did they stick a pack of, oh, I shut it off. Did they stick a pack of gum in there? Now that's spooky. Real life is scarier than fiction or than the paranormal. Like, did they stick a pack of gum in there? Like, what is that? So there you go. I think that was the scariest thing in that movie. Michelle, ew, yep, we don't need to. You can't unsee it. But the reason why I mentioned it and brought it up is I don't like spooky movies, but once I watched it, it wasn't that scary. I know it was scary back in the day, right? Is it that we're getting desensitized now when we start watching horror movies? I don't know. I can never see me becoming a big fan or wanting to watch them. That's for sure. You guys, we are almost out of time here. I had fun with you guys. Thank you for all your input tonight. And normally it's his box. That's what Michelle says. And she goes, my damn screen froze on it. That means you're meant to be scarred for life from it. No, I challenge you to watch the first movie, the Jason movie. Please, somebody forgive me. I don't know what the name of it is. It Halloween, Friday the 13th? It's one of those. And it's the first one. And when you see it, you will not be able to unsee this. To me, that was the scariest thing in the movie. Anyways, I want to thank you guys all for everything you've added and for all your pictures and comments and joining in the conversation as always. If Zach says, looks like he stuffed an anteater in his crotch. It had to be a micro anteater because it looks like a rectangle. Like, oh my Lord, if I were him, I'd be trying to scrub that off the internet, I'll tell you. Mind you, I remember we froze it on there because I said, I have to take a picture of this. I have to. I've never seen something so scary and weird and creepy and ugh in my life. So I want to thank you for everything you guys add to the network and to our shows and supporting us. And like I said, if you like what you see, please tell your friends, your family, and share, do all the YouTube and likes and subscribe and what have you, because there's something for everybody on here on the network with all the new shows. Plus, we also syndicate to other different shows. And then if we aren't live, the archive server is always running. So there are shows. This network is almost 25 years old. So there are shows from way back in the day talking about all kinds of things. So there's always something super interesting on here. And just so you know, there's always a video. You can either see it on Facebook or YouTube, but and Roku. Also, if say somebody's missed it, because I'll get people messaging me, there's always a replay. Always. So wherever podcasts or talk radio is carried, so we're talking Spotify, SoundCloud, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Podbean, just to name a few. So you can always find a replay. And I also want to say, please stay tuned for Julia and Philip Syracuse after this. They're with the Horsefly Chronicles. They always have great paranormal chat and guests. And I'm going to be back this Thursday. You can tell it's been a long day. This Thursday, June 15th. And I'll be back with David Hansel with the thing at the foot of the bed at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know it's going to be fun. You know we love to have you part of the chat and the conversation. I haven't talked to Dave yet this week, but I know we're going to start trying to go live on Wednesday nights before. So 2 nights from now to do some readings. We might answer some questions and stuff. It's just kind of to help promote the new show and stuff. So you can look for us on TikTok. I'll try and put a notification on some social media to let people know, but we'd love to have you be a part of that if you want to join us. And then if you ever want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on facebook.com/The Angel Rock. You got a guest idea, show idea, maybe you want to book. I do readings, I do energy healing, I do mentoring. So I'd love to have you be part of that. Even if you have a paranormal issue, I do not charge for paranormal help. So try and pay it back a little bit. I also have 2 groups on Facebook, Paranormal University for all things paranormal, and the Angel Rocket Tribe for more spiritual, esoteric, energy type things. So I'd love to have you join me in both of those groups as well. Thank you guys so much. We will see you on Thursday, and have a good rest of your week. Or as Michelle says, it's Tuesday the 13th in Australia, so good day. All right, and we'll see you on Thursday. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks.